Sometimes life pulls you away from what you thought was yours, not to punish you, but to position you. What feels like loss is often preparation, and what looks broken today might be the very path toward the miracle you've been praying for. Your marriage is not lost, even if your heart feels tired, even if silence has replaced laughter, even if you're standing in a place where love used to live but now feels distant and unfamiliar. Life has a strange way of preparing us for the very blessings we once believed were slipping out of our hands. What feels like the end is often the beginning of a deeper chapter. What looks like separation is sometimes divine recalibration. You are not being abandoned, you are being aligned. And once you understand that, you stop fighting the darkness and start seeing the transformation quietly happening in it. Every relationship goes through seasons, seasons of blooming, seasons of learning, seasons of breaking, and seasons of rebuilding. But the mistake most people make is confusing the season with the story. A winter season doesn't mean the tree is dead. The roots are strengthening, the branches are preparing, the soil is shifting to support a bigger future. Likewise, your marriage is not in ruins. It is being reshaped. You are being stretched into someone who can hold more love, more wisdom, and more spiritual strength. The tension you feel is not a sign of collapse. It is the growing pressure before a breakthrough. There are moments in life when the person you love cannot meet you where you are, not because they don't care, but because they are lost in their own shadows. Sometimes the distance between you is simply the space needed for both hearts to heal, to reflect, and to realign with purpose. You are not losing them. You are both being given room to grow into the people your future will require. Love doesn't disappear when things get hard. It transforms. It becomes deeper, quieter, and more intentional. And transformation always feels uncomfortable, because it pulls you away from old versions of yourself. Maybe right now you're asking, why is this happening to me? But a better question is, what is this preparing me for? Life never removes something without bringing something greater. Sometimes your marriage goes through a storm, not to break it, but to strengthen the foundation. You cannot build something extraordinary on weak ground. The conflict, the misunderstandings, the emotional distance, these are not signs of an ending. They are the tools shaping a stronger, wiser, more grounded connection. And once you understand this, fear loses its power over you. Your marriage is preparing you for a version of yourself you haven't met yet. A stronger you, a calmer you, a wiser you. Life uses relationships to reveal the parts of you that still need healing. Your insecurity, your impatience, your fear of abandonment, your need for control. These are not flaws. They are unpolished diamonds waiting to be refined. And the challenges in your marriage are polishing you into someone capable of loving without fear, trusting without conditions, and standing without breaking. You are being shaped for something greater than the pain you feel now. Heartbreak is not a message of failure. It's an invitation to awaken. When love feels shaky, your spirit awakens to its own power. When someone pulls away, you learn how to stand tall in your own worth. When words stop flowing, you discover the strength of silence. And when your marriage feels uncertain, you are being asked to rise, not as a victim of circumstance, but as a creator of a new destiny. You were not born to be defeated by challenges. You were born to transform them into stepping stones. Sometimes the person you love needs to see you rise before they can join you. Your healing, your growth, your inner strength, they are not just for you. They become light for the relationship. When you change the energy within you, the energy between you begins to shift. Your marriage is preparing you to lead with love instead of fear, with faith instead of insecurity, with clarity instead of confusion. Life never places you in a battle that isn't secretly preparing you for victory. And hear this clearly. Silence does not mean absence. Distance does not mean disconnection. A pause is not an ending. Sometimes the universe pauses a relationship to protect it. You are being kept from rushing into decisions, into wounds, into reactions that would cause irreversible damage. This pause is your protection. This delay is your preparation. And this season is your opportunity to rebuild the relationship from the inside out. When you start seeing challenges as preparation, Everything within you shifts. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start saying, thank you for preparing me. Pain becomes purpose. Confusion becomes clarity. Fear becomes strength. And love becomes something deeper than romance. It becomes spiritual partnership. The kind of partnership that is not built on convenience, but on destiny. Your marriage is entering a new chapter, not one built by force or pressure, but one built by inner alignment. When you shift your inner state, your outer world has no choice but to reflect it. When you stop chasing validation, you start receiving genuine love. When you stop begging for understanding, you start attracting deeper connection. When you stop seeing yourself as powerless, you begin to see that you are the one who directs the energy of your relationship. You are not losing anything. You are being positioned for more peace, more clarity, more emotional maturity, more spiritual awareness. Your marriage is not falling apart. It is shedding old layers. It is releasing the heaviness that no longer fits. It is peeling back the fears that once held you hostage. It is transforming into something bigger, something more meaningful, something built on truth, strength, and purpose. Maybe right now you're standing in the middle of uncertainty, feeling like everything is slipping through your fingers. But what if you're not losing anything? What if you're simply transitioning into a love that is more aligned with who you're becoming? What if the distance is helping both of you find yourselves again? What if this season is building resilience, patience, trust, and wisdom? What if the universe is preparing both of you for a marriage far stronger than the one you had before? Your marriage is not lost. It is evolving. You are evolving. And evolution always feels like disruption before it looks like destiny. You are being called to rise into a version of yourself that can carry the weight of real love. Love that doesn't break when storms come. Love that doesn't collapse under confusion. Love that grows even in silence. The greatest relationships are born in the moments that feel like endings. So breathe. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are being refined. You are being guided towards something larger than your fear, deeper than your doubt, and stronger than the pain you're currently experiencing. Your marriage is not over. It is unfolding, and when this season passes, and it will, you will look back and realize that nothing was taken from you. Everything was being rearranged for something bigger, something more powerful, something destined to transform not only your relationship, but your entire life. Stand firm. Stay open. Keep growing. The breakthrough is already in motion. Your marriage is not collapsing. It is quietly reshaping itself beneath the surface, shifting from old patterns into a deeper kind of connection that requires both of you to grow. What looks like emotional distance is often the beginning of emotional maturity. The discomfort you feel is simply the universe stretching you into a stronger version of yourself. Love changes its form before it expands its power. What once felt familiar must first dissolve, so something more meaningful can rise. Every moment of confusion is clearing space for clarity. Every silence is strengthening your inner voice. Every challenge is burning away fears that no longer serve you. Nothing is being taken, only transformed. Your relationship is not ending, it is evolving. And evolution always feels like breaking before it looks like becoming. Stay patient with what is unfolding. Distance or silence is not rejection. It is a divine pause designed to protect you from rushing into emotional reactions that could damage what is meant to last. This space is giving both hearts time to breathe, time to think, and time to reset the energy between you. Silence is not a sign of disconnection, but a neutral space where truth can rise. Sometimes the universe slows things down because you are moving too fast into misunderstanding. The stillness you feel is a gentle reminder to look within. It is creating room for your emotions to settle and your intuition to speak. In this pause, you gain strength you didn't know you needed. You begin to see the relationship from a higher perspective. You start understanding your partner beyond the surface. This quiet moment is not a doorway closing. It is preparation for something more aligned. Trust the pause, it has purpose. Every challenge in your relationship is shaping you into a wiser, more grounded partner who can hold love with maturity. Hard moments reveal where patience is needed, where communication must deepen, and where emotional triggers still control your reactions. These challenges are mirrors, showing the parts of you that need healing. The friction is not against you. It is for you. It is polishing you like a stone under pressure. It is training you to respond with calm instead of fear. It is teaching you to love without losing yourself. Through difficulty, you discover strengths that were hidden inside you. You become more emotionally intelligent. You learn compassion, resilience, and self-respect. These challenges are building the emotional muscles required for a future filled with stability and balance. What feels painful is actually preparing you for powerful love. What feels like loss is often life removing old patterns that cannot survive in the future you are creating. The emotional chaos is simply the breakdown of habits that kept you small. You are shedding the parts of yourself that used to cling, fear, or doubt your worth. This loss is not the relationship dying. It is the unhealthy energy within it dissolving. Life will not allow you to carry insecurity, mistrust, or emotional wounds into your next chapter. What is leaving you is what you no longer need. The pain is just the echo of old identity being released. As these layers fall away, you make room for a healthier form of love. A love built on authenticity instead of fear. A love that doesn't require performance or begging. You are not losing anything valuable. You are gaining alignment. The space being created now will soon be filled with something greater. Your inner healing becomes the foundation for a more stable and powerful union, because no relationship can rise higher than the emotional health of the people in it. When you heal, the energy between you begins to shift. You stop reacting from wounds and start responding from wisdom. Your confidence grows, your peace strengthens, and your presence becomes more grounded. Healing makes you magnetic in ways effort never could. It softens old defenses, calms old fears, and allows love to feel safe again. When you heal, you naturally raise the vibration of your relationship. You begin attracting better communication, deeper connection, and more emotional honesty. Your partner feels the difference even if they can't explain it. Healing is not selfish. It is sacred. It is the soil in which real love grows. As you heal, your marriage gains new roots. The pain you feel now is not punishment. It is preparation for deeper connection, because true intimacy can only survive where emotional strength exists. Pain isn't here to break you. It's here to reveal you. It's showing you what still needs attention, what needs release, and what needs transformation. Every tear is clearing emotional fog. Every moment of heartache is strengthening your capacity to endure and evolve. This pain is sculpting you into someone who can love with clarity rather than fear. It is awakening a deeper understanding of yourself and your partner. It is teaching you where boundaries are needed and where compassion must expand. Pain is the fire that purifies the heart, burning away illusions so truth can rise. You will not leave this season weaker. You will leave it wiser. This pain is shaping the connection you desire. Your marriage is aligning with purpose, not ending, because destiny does not collapse under pressure. It reveals itself through it. What feels uncertain is simply the old timeline falling away, so a more aligned one can take its place. Life is guiding both of you toward the version of yourselves that can sustain real partnership. The confusion, the emotional shifts, the distance, these are all signs of realignment, not rejection. You are moving into a season where love becomes intentional rather than reactive. Purpose is rearranging your steps. The bond between you is being restructured so it can stand stronger than before. You are being led toward a future that matches your growth, not your fears. Trust the process even when it feels uncomfortable. What is meant for you is not slipping away. It is taking shape. And when the alignment is complete, everything will make sense.